There's the right button. Yo, what's up, Xander? How you
Okay.
doing? What were you saying? Sorry,
Good. How are you?
before I rudely interrupt.
No, because you were doing the countdown. I was like, someday the world will change for me and be
He's
so
so
wonderful.
wonderful. I freaking love that. I freaking love iCarly, dude. Did you used to watch iCarly?
I did. I watched a lot of iCarly when I was younger.
Oh, dude. The what was it called? That's actually crazy. Yeah, I feel like iCarly is kind of one of those things that really gets brushed to the side. This is totally not what we're
Mhm.
supposed to talk about at all, but now I want to know more. All right. All right. So I
Yeah,
want your
I'm
comments on
open. I'm an
Gibby's.
open book.
Dude,
Oh,
life is an open door. No, I was going to ask you, what do you think of Gibby's freaking transformation? The man is hot now.
Gibby's transformation. Okay, wait, hold on. So, okay. The only thing I remember seeing about Gibby in his transformation is, did you know that iCarly did a reboot?
No.
There's an iCarly reboot. I believe it has second seasons, and or two seasons, and I think Gibby grew up there. Hold on, Gibby iCarly. Uh, what is it? What is his transformation actually? Oh wow, he looks good now.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
let me see if I can get
goodness,
an image. Um
he really grew up. Holy shit.
let me pull up a screenshot for chat here.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, chat, check this out. Look at this. Look at this, man. If Gibby can glow up, so can you. That's what I want to that's the message we can preach today. But yo, yeah,
Oh my god, yeah, Gibby. Yeah. Sorry.
No. I want to hear what you want to say. Keep going, keep going.
Oh no, no. I'm just gonna say like Gibby looks good. Gibby looks good here. Uh, honestly, if you loved iCarly though, I would definitely recommend checking out the second like this the iCarly reboot because it's basically Carly like many years later, right?
Is it the same
And then Freddie
actors?
comes back. Same actors, yeah.
Okay.
And it's a time skip into the future, and they cover a lot more adult themes. Uh,
Oh, damn, really?
they cover like yeah, I think they cover a lot about like Spencer and his like apparently he became promiscuous
I see.
as
we
he
all
grew
do.
older after he became a famous artist. iCarly and there's a episode in the reboot where Freddie and Carly um are in a love hotel together.
That's
And it became
actually insane.
yeah, and it became super awkward. And then there was another girl that joined them as well, who has a thing for Freddie. And then it was like almost a threesome. It was really like
That's
it's adult themes.
crazy.
It's adult themes, but keeping that childhood charm that iCarly had, but adult themes. And it's actually a very refreshing kind of like content.
I need to actually. You've actually piqued my interest. You've actually piqued my interest.
Yeah, no, it's actually really great.
But here it is. So one of the things, so you're seeing the opening and stuff for iCarly and stuff. So one of the reasons I actually
Mhm.
wanted to really have you on is because like you put out a lot of covers. You put out a lot of
Yeah,
covers, and they're very good covers. And Golden Shower, and the
golden shower.
and Golden Shower. If you guys want to check out, go check out Sandra's Golden Shower cover. It's
That was my
crazy.
magnum opus. Is a
Freaking
golden shower.
My mother walked in while I was listening to that on speaker. That was fun. That was a fun explanation. My
Oh
poor
yeah.
Asian mother. But one of the things I really noticed, one of the things I love, and it's actually one of the reasons why I also kind of started looking into music myself. For anyone in chat who doesn't know, I also write my music. Original song coming out in a few days. But
Yay!
and I am excited. But yeah, one of the things I wanted to know was you always try to put a little spin on it, right? You have your own verse, add your own lyrics, and they're great, right? They're freaking awesome. But it's like I really want to know, like, why, right? Like, why go through the trouble? Why not just do what everyone else is doing? That's that's the big thing about VTubers Plus, right? It's like
Mm.
why are you adding your plus to it? Why are you adding to that? I just want to know.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, why would I want to do the same thing everybody else is doing? I feel like, uh,
because it works,
in
right? The
like
formula works, right?
I guess so. I guess so. But at the core of it, it's always for me. It's always more about like if I'm going to be doing something creative, uh, I want to add my creativity to it, right? I want to
Hmm.
make my mark on uh, whatever I'm covering. If it's a cover, right? I'm taking someone else's work. I want to make my own mark on that work
Right,
and elevate it any way I can, right?
right.
And like a lot of that is it's just enough to make a cover with your voice and in your own style. But for me personally, I don't like the idea of just doing a cover and saying, that's enough for me. I really want to be able to write my own verse and add more to it, because now it's more of my thing now than it was
Hmm.
just me covering someone else's thing,
But like,
right?
do you ever get scared that it might like alienate people that like the original song?
No, I don't get scared of that, because I think the people who are here to listen to me and like, I want to grab the attention of people who like this, right? Because that's what I'm good at,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't care about the people who care more about the original song. I care more about the people that would,
Right. So
that
so
are more
that's
inclined
not
to
your
listen
target
to.
audience. Like your entire thing is like
Exactly.
it's like if you want to listen to the original song, just go listen to the original song.
Exactly, right? And if you're here for my cover, you're here because of what I can do, right?
Hmm.
Uh, and a lot of it is, like for example, like my seven cover, I threw like an
Which
original
is
rap
very
in
good.
both the verses.
It's very good,
Thank you.
Chad. You guys should so
Yeah,
check out that cover.
yeah. I threw an original rap in both the verses because I wanted to highlight my two strongest points when it comes to uh creating music, and
And one of those.
it's always been my rapping and my lyricism, like
Hmm.
songwriting, right? Uh, and so by writing my own lyrics and rapping to them and creating my own melody and flow, it really allows me to transform the song and the cover into something that's more uniquely me.
And so you were saying about your lyricism and your rapping and such. I'm very curious about a lot of different
Mhm.
people are people write lyrics very differently, right? Different people have, some people go up into the mountains and stare at the sunset until they get some inspiration. I'm very now. You don't feel free, like everyone has their
Mhm.
secrets, but I kind of want you to take us to the process because a lot of your words. I think one of the things that really stands out to me, especially when listening to like Seven or even Stay, where you were with our Lord and Savior Yuzu, um, um, it's like your stuff just flows in so naturally. It feels like it was part of, like you really make the song your own to the point where it's like you, when you listen to it enough, you just can't listen to the original. You're like, where's the rap part? Huh? You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm.
And
Yeah.
so like in your case, like how do you go from that? How do you make it your own while also keeping that original, you know, that original essence?
Yeah. While keeping the original essence, so it really depends on um like the con or the subject matter, right?
Hmm.
Let's take Stay for example.
Yeah.
For Stay, me and Yuzia, when we were making the cover and we wanted to add our own spin to it with original lyrics, we were thinking, okay, um, what part? How do we change the song without, making it lose its own essence? And when we are thinking about it, we're like, I think the strongest part of the original song for Stay is definitely the hook, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, uh, where like I need you to stay,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
all that stuff, right? And we're like, okay, keep the chorus, because that chorus has a very strong message of like, I told you I changed, but I never would. I
Yeah.
never will. I know
Yeah.
that I'm bad, but I want you to stay regardless of how bad I am. Right. And then when we started writing the lyrics, we're like, can we keep that essence and still give that original message of, like there's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with the other person. But even though it's like a toxic relationship, we still want to be together because that's where we feel solace and that's where we feel safe, regardless of how unsafe or ungreat it is for us. Right.
Right.
Um, so the idea, sorry, this is a very long-winded explanation, but
No, dude,
the
it's
idea
content.
is, yeah, the idea is basically figure out the essence first. Figure out the essence of the message you want to communicate. And then after that, then that's when the lyrics start coming in. And I'm not sure what Yuzia's process was, but for me personally, um, after I understand the message I wanted to write, like I said, my background comes a lot from rapping. I start freestyling.
Right. Oh,
I
so you just
freestyle.
went.
No, well, I mean, I start freestyling and then I continue to polish. I
Mm-mm.
freestyle over and over and over on the same, 16 bar musical track. I freestyle over and over and over until I find things that stick and I like them. I freestyle a melody, I freestyle the lyrics, I freestyle everything. Usually it's a lot of mumbling the melody so I can understand what kind of flow I want, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
I feel that.
like da na 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 na. That's like the melody I end up
Right.
sticking with for stay. Like I've been on the road, hope that you call back. Na 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 na, when you're not, I'm all black. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Uh, doing that over and over again. After I think for stay specifically, I found my melody before I filled in the melody with words, right? So I would be like, it would just be like me going na 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 da na 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 na. And then after I
Yeah, I
got
feel
that
that.
down, I record that over and over, and then I listen to it as I fill in the blanks with words.
All right.
And that's kind of the process it comes to for writing.
And then just
You know,
polishing from there and making sure everything's flowing
exactly,
nicely. Mhm.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um. Now.
yeah.
Mhm.
So we actually are very opposite in that sense because for okay, so when I guess when I'm writing a rap to an existing song, I'll take that into account more. That's kind of what I did with so I wrote a rap over one of my friend Nick Nitro's songs. It was
Mhm.
Moonlight Magic. I don't have anything official
Yeah.
out, but I do it a lot on stream, and it was just me walking home like da 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 da. No, it's like I'd go like ba da da ba da 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 ba da, and then that's how I would also kind of like I'd kind of scat like not poop, but like jazz scat,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I'd use
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
as my rhyming um
Mhm.
thingy. But I guess yeah, I'm very much the opposite. I guess because when I'm writing music, I'm usually like write the lyrics, figure out the melody later, and then like so it's like it's a
Mm.
very yeah for me it's a very opposite. So I kind of want to ask you in that because I think I kind of
Yeah.
touched on something here. So with so Xander, for anyone that doesn't know, Xander also has a very awesome original song out, right? Another Us,
Yes.
which is a banger,
Yes.
by the
Yes.
way. I got one of my friend's brothers really into that song. It's really funny. Like he'll,
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
dude.
Thank you.
He bro picked me up from the shop, and I opened the door, and it's just like, hey, yeah, yeah, hoo. And I'm like, wait, hey, yo, I heard it coming down the street.
Oh
I
my
was like, that's
god, that's
crazy.
awesome.
So
That's
when it came to
awesome.
like writing your own song, um,
Mm.
does the process change a little bit for you, or is it more or less the same?
So yes, I would say the process changes. The same kind of fundamental of understanding the message I want is still there, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
still fill in the melody before I fill in the lyrics. But uh how I look at it for the when I write an original song is, and a lot of people do it differently.
Right,
Um my way is always I need the instrumental before I do anything.
right,
I need the
okay,
instrumental for doing. Some people get the instrumental to fit the concept of their song, but
yeah,
for me is I need an instrumental. Okay, like I'll have a loose message that I want to like for example, I'll think, hey, I need this song. This song is gonna be for this thing, so I need the theme of the instrumental to be sad, happy, right? That's it. Very
right,
general. Once I get the instrumental back, then I can think of more about okay, what kind of emotion does this incite within me? Do I want it to be sad talking about the past, so like sad nostalgic? Do I want it to be, you know, happy talking about like overcoming something, right?
right.
Once I get more of what I understand I want from the song, then it goes into now the actual theory of writing the lyrics, which for me was always explained as you're you split the song between three different stages. You have I was, I am, and I will be. Uh,
Right.
so in the first verse, you start talking about I was. You explain in the same way that you tell a story. You have to start explaining the context through the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your first verse, and maybe part of the first chorus will start with I was and explain the concept of the setting of the song. Then I am, which is usually where your hook is or your chorus. Your I am will always be talking about what is happening now, right?
Right.
Um, and then near closer to the outros of the song is when you start talking about I will be, which is what the steps are moving forward, or things like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then once you've sectioned off the song, then you can start working on the lyrics and the melody. And I always start with, some people have it do it differently. So they'll start to finish, like first verse, chorus, second verse, chorus,
Mm-hmm.
outro, right? For me, I always do the chorus first. I feel like that's the most important part.
Yes.
Is you have something, a hook That is super relatable. That is
Yeah,
super
I agree.
catchy.
I'm actually the same. I do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Always that first. And then after that is when you start filling in the gaps of the the song, right? The verses. And I
Mhm.
also think it's important to start with the hook or chorus because that's usually the chorus or the hook is what explains the I am. And the I am is where people will relate to because that's what's currently happening. That's currently what's happening in the song. That's what the song's trying to communicate. And that's the feeling it's trying to have people insight, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's kind of like
Yeah.
you're taking them on a journey as well. What about okay? So
Exactly.
so my now here's a fun question I'd ask people. So the bridge, right?
Mhm.
How do you like it's always a tricky one, right? Because you don't want it to just be
Yeah.
the same. Like it's got to be different, but it's got to
Yeah.
also carry a meaning. Like what's your like go to for like when you're creating like a bridge?
Creating a bridge. Let's
Because
see.
you said because at this point you've done the who I was, who I am, who I will be. So I'm guessing the bridge kind of
Yeah.
falls towards the will be part.
Well, here's the thing, right? If we look at a song like Another Us,
Yeah.
there's actually no bridge in that song.
Oh right. Yeah, I'm actually looking
Yeah.
at the lyrics now. I was
Right.
looking for it and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually no bridge in that song. And I think a bridge only needs to exist if if the instrumental calls for it. If the
Mm-hmm.
instrumental calls for like a, let's say a tempo, a part of the song has a slower tempo or, it has like a beat switch or something, then
Mm-hmm.
that's the only time you would really need a bridge. Um, I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head that has a bridge, but probably, do you know ID by Keshi?
No, but I know Too Soon by Keshi.
Let me think if there's a bridge in Too Soon.
It's
I don't think there's a bridge in Too Soon.
oh shoot.
Um, yeah, but essentially, right? A bridge is needed in songs to connect one part that is different from the rest of the song.
Right.
That's what a bridge is. That's like literally because it's called bridge, like connecting
Yeah.
one side to the other, right? In Another Us, it's that bridge is not necessary, right?
Right.
Um, it goes from
Cause yeah,
the I
because
am
for me
or
like bridges are always a it's kind of like as I'm rapping the song
mhm,
so people don't get bored with like a third verse, I kind of have the bridge and then
mhm,
into the outro. Usually is how I'll do that.
mm,
Kind of like a middle eight.
mm,
I like it's weird. Bridge is
yeah,
kind of a lot of people like say bridge, but I've always called it middle eight, and it's always to me I've always referred to it as middle eight. I know if it's a different thing, but I've noticed people are kind of interchangeably using it now.
really middle
Yeah,
eight. I actually don't know
Mi-
anything. What
yeah.
is a middle eight? I've never heard of
They
that
always call
before.
it because it's like verse and then the chorus and then or pre-chorus chorus if you have a pre-chorus.
Yeah.
Then repeat, and then it's like so that people don't get bored. Then you have the middle eight
Mm-hmm.
after. So dance break,
Mm.
rap segment,
I
and
see.
yeah,
I see.
yep.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that different part.
Yeah. I guess it really depends on the song specifically,
Mm,
but a lot of times, at least for Another West,
mm.
it starts with the
Great song, by the
intro.
way, chat. Go
That,
check it out. Here, I'll send a link in
thank you.
chat.
Thank you. Starts with the intro. Then it goes the I was part. I stare in my reflection. I know there's something missing. Wear a smile on my face to let people know that right now we are looking at ourselves. Like in the song, we're looking at ourselves and we're unsatisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes to um, all these lucid dreams where we don't have to pretend. I am dreaming. I am thinking
Yeah,
about a place that is where it's better for us,
yeah.
right?
And I love it because
Uh,
what I love about that when listening to it is like
mm, mm,
you're like here's the situation, and then you're like establishing something. You're establishing
exactly.
some. It's there. There's a lot of movement to your songs. It never feels like you're really stuck in the same place. Especially even in the cover,
Hmm.
even in the remix stuff. I find that you take a lot of songs like Seven is a perfect example of this, where the
Hmm.
song basically like it's like the entire song is basically just painting the same story. But I feel like your
Hmm.
rap parts kind of push the song forward in like a narrative, you know?
Yeah. Yes. My idea with the when I wrote the rap,
Mm-mm.
um, maybe it's because I wanted to make the song a little more PG, to be honest, because that's closer to my brand. Because
Right.
Seven itself is a very suggestive.
Wait. You're
Uh,
telling me your brand. Okay, wait. I need to zoom in my face. You're telling me your brand is PG. You You're trying
Well,
to
I'm not saying my brand is PG. I'm just saying that the way that I would have done Seven is not as suggestive as Jungkook
right,
did it.
right. All
If
right, all
that
right,
makes
all right,
sense,
all right.
right?
Sorry, I just had to clarify
So
everyone.
yeah, so my lyrics were more catered towards lovey-dovey than it was towards sex.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not embraced like talking about like sex and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Breaking
in my
news:
streams,
this
but
man is
I,
sworn to celibacy.
I am much closer to being a say so type of personality where it's not like a huge topic. So when I
I think
wrote
someone
the
coined this
lyrics,
on Twitter. Have you seen it? They said it's the term is safe horny, where you're
safe,
not.
yeah, you
Yeah,
know what?
you're safe
Fair.
horny.
I think safe 40 might be fine. Yeah, because like in the lyrics I wrote for Seven, I switched it up from like uh you know, where Jungkook says grips on your waist, that's the way I like it, right? I changed it to more like a wine and dine you pass on Tuesday, like
Right.
talking about going out to dinner and stuff like that, instead to paint more of a picture. Uh, and then that's why I chose to say loving you right instead of fucking
Right.
you right, like he does in the original song.
Right.
And that was the idea that I was going for when I wrote the lyrics
I guess that's cool
for
because yeah,
Seven.
that is a very good way of because you can definitely I don't know. It's like when you know the original and when you know what like it
Mhm.
originally sounds like, it really just kind of feels like a bad censor because it doesn't really fit the rest of the song, right? It kind of does if you
Yeah,
take
yeah,
love in that way, but it
yeah.
is kind of weird. But I guess you are very right in that. Like I never actually noticed that you kind of made it more tame. But
It's
like
all
now
the
that I
it's
think,
all the
yeah,
little things for
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
and it does make the song a lot. I guess especially with rap, it makes it a lot easier to listen to. It's like it's cute. It's just a cute song,
Mhm.
you know. But
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
like I said, you've dumbed down the concept, made it a little more PG and made it more cutesy, but you've added that narrative with your rap. You've added that like I know as much with the with Seven, but like would you say you also did the thing you did with Another Us, with the trying to have it in like different points, like past, present, future, or do you think you were kind of like less
Yes.
so?
Yes. Yes, exactly. I was definitely doing past, present, future, especially with the fact that another lessons went to communicate the story of me going from my 1.0 to my 2.0,
Hmm. Which is
right?
huge. It's crazy. I genuinely like curl my fingers when I look at your 1.0 because I'm so used to your 2.0, and your 2.0 really does feel like you. Um,
It feels like me. Yeah, I know.
yeah, I know, right? Like it fits you so much more. Like little Twinkie boy is just like
It- it's because like when I look back at my 1.0, and I just feel like there was that model, and I really wish I could do that model justice, because like my mama Yo Wai,
mm,
freaking one of the most amazing artists out there, right? Shuma's mama and everything.
mm, mm,
um that model was drawn so well, but it's such an eloquent model, right?
mm.
It's so eloquent as a model, and Tier, you've interacted with me. I'm not an eloquent person.
you're
I
you're
like to be loud, obnoxious, chaotic. I'm a gremlin, and
you're
I'm
you're
fucking,
definitely no royalty, and I mean that in a good
I'm
way.
not royalty. Exactly. So I felt very not at home within that model.
Hmm.
Um, which is why I'm so glad that I was able to get this one, right? Because this one I feel like it just represents me so much more.
Yeah, no, and I think I agree, and I think many people would agree and you also feel because I just feel like in general, you're also quite laid
Mhm.
back and stuff, and you're kind of easy to get along with. Your other model definitely made you seem a lot less approachable. I think in your 1.0, I definitely like I definitely was. It was a lot easier for me to approach you with your 2.0 model, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because me
No,
and
that
Xander have
doesn't make
known each other
sense.
for a while. Like we've bumped into
Yeah.
we've been in very close proximity, but like I don't know. I just
Mhm.
never. I just never. I felt like I never fit the vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair, a lot of my and I would probably overthought this a lot as well.
Hmm.
But in the beginning, a lot of my content with the previous model, I kind of twisted it to kind of fit the previous model.
Yes.
Um, so I did a lot of like kind of royalty type stuff.
Mm-mm.
Um, uh, you know, which wasn't really me. I suck at that content. I really do. You know, like trying to like act like a king and like
Yeah.
have others beneath me kind of
And
thing
people don't
is
really talk about that, right? People really don't talk. You actually, as the more you use a model, the more you end up moving towards what that model stands for. Like
exactly.
look at me.
Exactly.
I started going to the gym.
There you
Right?
go. Let's
You know
go.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially when I started looking like this and stuff, um, it's funny. It's funny. I'm not gonna obviously I'm not allowed to
Mhm.
talk about what I looked like before Meme found me, but um I guess you'd say it sounded like my balls hadn't dropped.
Oh my
um
god.
and so there was a lot of like, hey guys,
Yeah.
welcome to the stream. Blah 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 blah. Which
Yeah,
don't get
yeah.
me wrong, is like I'm like that sometimes, but
Of course. Yeah.
being this and looking like this, I can just talk like how I normally do. Now granted, I can't really
Yeah.
talk like in my Irish accent right now, because the problem is when I'm talking to that, it makes it very hard for people who don't usually speak English to understand me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I kind of toned down the accent a bit. But I definitely get what you mean.
Mm.
And like, do you feel that now that you're like this, do you feel kind of like, in want of a word, like relax in your own skin?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I feel a lot more relaxed. I feel a lot more at home in my own
Mm-hmm.
skin.
Oh, but
Mm-hmm.
dude, the emotions though, because I was there I was there for the debut of Another Us, and dude, my heart, it was like, oh, especially, do you know? Okay, this is just gonna sound like I'm fan, but like, I genuinely do like this song, right? But it's just like when you're like lucid dreams where we don't have to pretend, and it's like, oh my gosh, he said
Mm-mm.
the thing. That's the name of his company. Like, was that
Yeah.
always intentional, or did it just happen to work out?
It actually just happened to work out.
That's crazy.
It was definitely not intentional. As I was writing it, I just wanted
Was
a
Lucid
word to
called
kind of
Lucid at the time?
yes,
Okay, okay, okay.
they were. Yeah, but I used lucid dreams to describe the whole thing, right? Like I was looking for a descriptor that would give the embodiment of, you know, it being a dream or a different reality that's so far away but feels
Right,
so real, right?
right.
Uh and then lucidity in dreaming, like lucid dreams is an actual like
Yeah.
term, right?
Yeah,
Um
I used to be one of those guys that would like have a dream journal and like lucid dream a lot.
exactly, exactly. So I was like, yes, I wanted to people understand the term lucid dreams.
Hmm.
So I wanted to put that in there so it can communicate better the idea of it feels so real, but it's not.
Right.
Yeah.
That's oh man. Yeah, that because I know. Like, okay, this is probably something I should ask you earlier, but like, why choose this theme and this story? And obviously there's obviously the like you said, it transitions from like your 1.0 model to your 2.0 model, and
Mhm.
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. But then it's just like
Yeah.
this is so much deeper, you know what I mean? And like if it's a personal reason, by all
Yeah.
means you don't have to share, but I'm like um man, like this hits too hard. It's like it could have just been like, hey, look at me, I'm in some new skin. You could call it a win. You know what I mean? Like why go all out? Or did you, or was it like you wanted to show yourself them like and stuff and your strengths, or what was it?
Yeah, I mean to be honest, as a creative, and I'm sure you understand the feeling too. You just kind of want to make stuff.
Yeah,
Um yeah, and
yeah.
I was thinking like at first I was really caught in between whether or not I make a song that is more direct about the story between Xander Fangsworth to Xander, me, right? Xander is
Oh
now
my gosh,
Xander
hearing that
now.
last name is weird.
I know, I know. I dropped that last thing completely. Now I'm just Xander.
That's crazy.
but like I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? If I'm going to write an original song, I don't want it to be purely just about like my story or the story of my character. I want it to be a song that can be relatable. Um, right? So instead of writing a song that's about, you know, me losing back then his name was Baticus. Now his name
Hmm.
is Zubu, right? Uh back then instead of writing like songs about like, oh like Baticus is gone and then now Zubu's here, I wanted to now be more of a song of I look at myself and I can feel there's something missing because I lost someone important to me. But look at myself in the mirror doesn't feel the same anymore, right?
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
so freaking deep, dude. It's like,
Yeah, yeah,
damn.
yeah. Yeah, and I wanted to really hit. This is another thing I like to employ in a lot of my songwriting lyrics is the first few lines. I really want it to be super impactful and people understand
Yes,
intuitively
like I stare
what
at
the
my
song's about, right?
reflection is
And
crazy.
I
Like,
know that
yeah,
something's missing. Yeah, I sound reflection and I feel there's something missing. Yeah, that's like what I want right away for people to like. It's really important to have people like understand right away what the context of the song is,
yes.
right? And then they can pay attention. I actually had a talk about this on one of my streams the other day. It's I was
So,
playing Silent Hill.
someone in chat actually
You know,
said
like
you made a
this.
short about it or something.
I
Or
did,
is
I
that?
did, I did.
Oh, okay.
I made a short about. I'm not specifically about Another Us, but I made a short about the like the process of making music and the things to keep in mind. I made multiple shorts, like multiple shorts about how well your mixer plays into it, and just like establishing like how to create your own original song, kind of thing like that.
Right. I need to check that
Right.
out. Actually, I'll probably. Yeah, yeah. I definitely
Yeah.
want to chip that.
Yeah, if you look it up, I think I've released a lot of shorts, so it gets jumbled in my head at this point. But if I can remember correctly, there specifically three. One is like how important your mixer is. Another one is how to make your own epic song cover, and then another one was how VTubers make epic cover. Or sorry, how to make your own original song, and then the other one was how VTubers choose epic. How VTubers choose what songs to cover, something like that.
Right. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
actually very good advice for any VTuber. That's
Mm-mm.
actually really good. Yeah, I'll definitely
Yeah.
check those out. Cause
Mm.
yeah, like I think I just going back to what you said earlier, something you brought up earlier was really good. It's like you just want to make stuff, and it's kind of like whatever comes out, right? Um,
Exactly,
like
exactly.
I'm freaking cursed. My chat hates this. Well, no, they love it. I hate this. I hate this. Every song
Yeah.
I make, like, do you know when you go brain off write mode? Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm not conscious about what I'm writing, it just comes out as sad boy lyrics. Like my latest song, "Push Me," right? The first couple of
Mhm.
like tell me this doesn't sound the most this is the most emo thing you've ever heard. It was I gave my last breath out of my burning lungs. Each step cracks the ground as my chest gives out. Is
Oh yeah, that
literally,
is.
and then like literally first two lines of the chorus, push me through the darkness, don't let me fall, and in this cursed sleep, your voice is my call. And it's
Oh my
by the way,
god, yeah.
people love and hate it, and I do it on purpose. Like I will use AABB rhyming and give zero shits. Like it is like come fight me, right? It's like it's easy for me to listen to, and then I will
Yeah,
purposely
yeah.
throw in one line that just doesn't fit, and I will laugh, and it's intentional, but it's also funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm. I think yeah, I'll be honest, I think when just to touch on like AABB, like
yeah, yeah,
I think rhyme schemes a lot it doesn't really matter a lot of the time, right?
yeah.
Like it
Preach.
yeah, I think people overthink that a lot. There's a lot of really good songs where lines just don't rhyme. And it's more
Yes.
about the stylistic performance of it, right? I think a good example is Billie Eilish. Like a lot of her songs, uh, there's rhymes. Like, don't get me wrong, but like they're not like super strong rhymes. The rhyming isn't the focus. It's more of her stylistic choices when she's making the song. Like, um, I think I don't want to be you anymore is a good example.
Mm.
Uh, what's
Yeah,
another
see,
one?
the only Billie Eilish songs I listen to are "Bad Guy" and "Lovely," and so those aren't good examples of that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another one. It's like, that's not what he's made for. What am I made for? Like you can just rhyme the same word with the same word. It's all about your stylistic
Yeah,
delivery.
so
Right?
because you're a tough guy, like a really rough guy, just always a puff guy,
Exactly.
and it has uh, there's a reason for it, right? It's not just there's another thing with being lazy, right? Like some people are just
Hmm.
like like it just doesn't fit. But if you're intentional with it,
Hmm.
I feel like music now is so much less strict and so much more like free.
Yeah.
Like you can turn anything into a song.
Yeah. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I think what you're doing is good because I didn't realize you had those tutorials up. Because I feel like okay, here's my thing. So like, would you like to see more VTubers like add that plus to their covers? Like do go that
Mm,
extra step.
mm.
Not everybody is a songwriter, obviously. So it's but like, would you be happy if you saw more VTubers and even some bigger VTubers just adding more to the song?
Oh, I would be so happy seeing that. Uh, and like that plus one really big example I can give for that plus right now, is people who are doing English covers of songs. Um,
Yes.
like I've recently started doing this a lot more because I have a few songs that I'm working on that I'm doing English translation cover of, right?
Mm-mm.
And there's some very nuanced things that will make your English translation cover sound so much better. And it's translating not word for like don't translate the sentence of the line into like exactly what it means in English, obviously, right? But translating the lyric so that in English it sounds the same as the words it's using in
Yes.
Japanese,
Yes. I do that a lot with my
right?
Chinese ones, where like I
Yes,
need,
yes.
it's like da 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 I need, and then the English cover I have
I need,
you're the
right?
only
Or
one
something.
I need. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Cause yeah.
exactly. And that stuff like that, it's usually the beginning of the line, end of the line,
And it's less
or
jarring,
the
right?
one. Yeah, it's important to pay attention to whether yeah, it's always at the beginning of a line or the end of a line or a sustained note that you want those words to sound similar to what it is in the original,
Mm.
right? Other than that, you can transform the meaning to whatever you want as long as it's loosely based on what the original song was like, the meaning of. But if it sounds good that way, like that's the most important thing.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. I would 100%. It
Mhm.
actually like sometimes hurts my soul when I'll hear someone do an anime opening, and it's just like it's 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 usually not, but sometimes it just feels like they kind of chucked it into deep L,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
Speaking of like anime openings, I there's one specific one that I think off the top of my head. I can't remember who the cover one is, but Blue by for the JJK opening. Like 이마르모 아오가 순대로 이마르모 아와
wait,
순대로.
that's an
Even our Blue by Tatsuya Kitani.
is that the second
Even
opening from season
our
one?
Blue by
Or is it
yes. No, a first opening of season 2 for the past inventory arc.
you know what's crazy is literally like after specials happens, I completely forgot that that opening
Oh my
existed.
god. Okay. Okay. Dude, that one it's one of my favorite ones, right? And like
All
the
right, all
chorus
right.
goes, "이마르모 아와 순대로 이마르모 아." And then like one cover I heard was instead of imarumo, they say, "And even now our blue lives on." And even now, right? So it
Mm,
sounds like imarumo and even now, right?
yeah.
Syllable count
And there,
and
yeah, the
like
syllable
this
count is a
the
big thing.
vowel. The syllable count and the vowel, like the dissonance of the vowel, right?
Yes.
Or not dissonance, sorry. Like the just like the pronunciation of the vowel, right?
Yeah.
Even now, like
It's like
yeah, it's an e
more
sound. Is it e? Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I think that
Yeah, it's all
that
those little
definitely
things.
there was one that I should show it to you. It's a Bling Bang Born cover, and
Hmm.
it really it like they incorporate the actual, do you know sometimes there's like the English, they have English mixed in with the Japanese, and they like incorporate it
Uh,
so well, and it's Bling Bang Born, so man's going fast, and it
yeah,
really does feel like sometimes you kind of like zone out and you forget you're listening to the English version. I think that's a really
yeah.
important thing. And I don't know, maybe it's a hot take to say that, but I genuinely believe that like it's worth the extra step. It's worth really kind of looking at the lyrics and trying to get that same syllable count at the very
Oh
least.
hell yeah, hell
And
yeah.
if you don't, there is an exception. There's a song that I recently recorded. Don't know if it'll ever see the light of day, but it goes don't need blaze powder to see me, baby. Keep your eyes of ender on me right now. Through the portal to the end, just take me. All you need to do is just meet me. You're my Enderman, Enderman, Enderman.
Oh my god,
That's
you're
a
doing it. Oh my god.
but
That
like
is so funny.
that's the exception. If you want to change it up significantly, it's got to be a Minecraft cover, right?
Yeah. I mean, also there is, and I did a freaking voice tweet about this.
All right.
But it goes like Won't you riz me like I riz you, baby? Don't you wanna be my skibbity?
Oh
Sleep
Lord.
tomorrow, but tonight, Ohio, all you gotta do is just be my Sigma.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely majestic. That we
Because
need an official version of that.
because there's so many. Like, what was the one that blew up? It was like,
The Dota cover, right?
oh, the
Oh,
Rizzery.
that one's so good. Yes.
Everybody wants to be my skibbity, and then it's just like a lot of brain rot covers have been coming out, and I'm like, I gotta like throw my hat in the ring for these.
Dude, I'm like, I'm like, I'm so tempted. I was just like, do I dip my hand in this? Do I try something?
Oh,
But I was just like,
100%. Yeah.
no, but the
Just do
problem
it
is
randomly.
I do it so unironically that it would just be I feel like I'd lose my charm, right? I feel like I
Oh,
would
really?
lose my charm if I actually double down on it. You know what I mean?
But if you just do it like for fun, like they just release like a short thing for like Twitter or for
S-
like YouTube community, just like skibbity skibbity hawk to a hawk.
That's
Like,
crazy. I love that.
everyone. You haven't heard those? Everyone's been releasing
No.
their freaking Christmas brain rot covers.
Oh man. So how do I
Oh
explain
my
that to
god.
my Oh, I mean, thankfully, usually our mixer I don't think our mixer understands English, so maybe I'll get away with it. Maybe. That'll be
Oh
really
my
funny though. But
god.
dude, it's gonna be I know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one of the things I was gonna ask is, oh yes, do you know what? I know we're going back to this. I know we've kind of moved on, but I really want to know. Back to me, baby, come back. How did that become? Because that over, in my opinion, I remember that more than the chorus of the song. Like that
Oh
is
heck yeah.
like for anyone who doesn't know, for a very long time, that was my join sound on Discord.
Back to me, baby, come back. Yeah. If I'm gonna be so honest, it was just something I riffed like just over like the instrumental. Like I was just like playing the instrumental because this is how I go about writing
Hmm.
things. Is
That's
I
actually how
have the
Ed Sheeran
instrumental.
did "Shape of You."
Yeah. Let's just literally have the instrumental just on repeat for like the whole 2 hours that I plan to like sit down and write the song. And like whenever something comes, I'll just so like I think it was like after like the fourth or fifth loop of the song, it played, and then I just went back to me, baby, come back to me, baby, come back. And I was like, oh my god, wait, throw that in there. And then like that just suddenly became like I messaged you. I was like, hey, what if we call the remix like our remix "Come Back" or "Back to Me"? And then he was like, I'm in. Let's I'm down. And then that's just how it happened. Like it was literally just that's what I love about being like a creative sometimes is sometimes a spark like just flies randomly and
Yeah,
you have like something that's just so good and it just comes out of nowhere. You never expect it.
but it's like sometimes. But do you know what I love about those? And I was actually just talking to my mother about this. I feel like
Mhm.
when that happens and it just goes on paper and the song is made, you can listen to this song and appreciate as though you're a third party somehow. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
like I legit just unironically listen to my own music more than other people's music. Is that narcissistic? No, because I just literally
No.
there's some music I'll make and it'll just it'll just be what I want to listen to at the time. Like sometimes I just need some encouragement. Sometimes I just need like I don't know. I've just realized that like in those moments where you want music, and I think actually I want to ask you on this. Do you think
Mhm.
that how important in your life you hold music directly correlates to your ability to create new music?
Yes. 100%.
Um, yeah,
uh,
yeah, definitely. Because I want to know more about that. Because to me, I definitely feel like that. Because like I literally, this wasn't a prepared question. This was literally. I just
mhm.
realized that like
Yeah.
I love music so much that I know what I want in a certain moment.
Yes. So let me preface my answer by saying, I think this applies to all forms of art.
Okay,
Uh, I think it applies to painting, like drawing, music, uh, storytelling, everything that can be considered a creative hobby or creative art.
interpretive dance.
And that's yeah, exactly. And it's because these were all created originally to convey emotion, to convey feeling, to convey passion. And obviously, if you don't have passion for music, how can you convey it
True.
properly?
That's
Right?
true.
Yeah, and I don't have a huge, like, I don't have a lot of insight on other forms of creative works like art or dance. But at least when it comes to music, right? I can't write lyrics of like that will incite the emotion of sadness if I don't know how to be sad myself.
Yeah.
A beat maker can't create an instrumental for a happy-go-lucky, energetic soundtrack if he doesn't know what being.
Yeah,
Bless
yeah,
the
because you have to
bless the
invoke the
beat.
emotion, right?
Yeah, bless the beat maker that's never been happy. I feel for that guy if he
Oh
exists,
seven.
right?
Hey, they
But
exist. They exist, bro. Have you
yeah,
ever listened to
but
jazz? I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. That's a joke. That's a
but
joke, chat.
but that's what I'm saying, right? Like there's like people who like what's that really famous piano instrumental?
The winter
River Flows
one.
in You.
Oh, River Flows.
Do you know
Yeah,
River
yeah,
Flows
yeah,
in You?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
like that
Dun, dun,
man
dun,
was going
dun,
through
dun,
something.
dun, dun.
Yeah,
I
that man was
think
going through something when he wrote that.
I think this is something that very much goes into I one of my friends. Okay, I have a very I've spoken about him on stream before, but I have this very special friend of mine who was blind. He's completely
Mhm.
blind. He wasn't blind. He's blind. And it's very sad because he's blind because when he was a baby, he was over oxygenated and one of his eyeballs literally popped out
Oh,
of his socket. And then they tried to
oh,
fix the other one and they made it worse. And then so he could only see from one eye.
ah,
And then in the third grade,
yeah.
he stormed up the stairs and then slammed the door. And that effect dislodged the last eyeball. But
Oh no.
the guy had
Yeah.
synesthesia. Even while he could see, he had synesthesia. So for anyone who doesn't know, it's when your brain kind of crosses over two senses. So he could see sound as
Oh
colors and
wow.
shapes. And like
Oh
pitch and
wow.
tempo and all, like pitch especially
Yeah.
would take the form of like elevation and such. And he says in an orchestra, he can see all of the shapes. He knows exactly what
Mm,
instruments and how many they are because he sees them. And I think that's
that's
and
crazy.
yeah, and the guy was majoring in music
Yeah.
when I met him. And he also, God bless the man, he is now he graduated and he now teaches those with disabilities music. He's a music
Oh
teacher
heck
for
yeah.
those with disabilities, which is insane. But I asked
Yeah.
him, and now this was more in terms of like worship music, but I asked him, I was like, have you ever kind of been in a situation where you feel like everyone else is like tuned in and clued into the music and you feel like everybody is kind of just there and they're enjoying themselves and you're like the odd one out, you're like the insulator, everyone else is like conducting and you're like the insulator, it just stops at you. And he told me, he was like, Tyr, in those moments you're not trying to resonate with the crowd, close your eyes and picture yourself in the shoes of the person as they were putting those words onto paper. Feel what they
Mhm.
were feeling, understand why they were, how they were feeling. Like you
Yeah.
said, it's like that happy beat, that sad boy song. Like
Mm.
sit there in their shoes and feel what they felt. And ever since then, I feel like my music, my taste in music, and my just how I've learned to enjoy music has just completely like taken a step up. You know.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah. It's always about understanding the emotions behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there's a reason. There's a reason why songs like um off the top of my head, I think the song that actually for me, the eye-opening song that actually taught me about this concept of understanding the emotions behind it was probably like Payphone by Maroon 5, if you know that,
I wrote a Minecraft
right?
parody to that when I was 12.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm in the nether, cold and alone, with only the pigmen who long for my bones. Honestly, 12-year-old me was goaded.
Oh my god, that sounds pretty good. But like, yeah, I want to highlight like for that, for example, like in Payphone, right? It's like, um, I've wasted my nights, you've turned out the lights. Now I'm paralyzed, still stuck in that time, right? It just
Mm.
really, it's like that verse, like just those 4 bars themselves say so much, right? You turned off the lights, I'm paralyzed, I'm stuck in that time. And it's
Mm.
just hearing those 3 sentences, you already understand the story of, your like things got shut down around you. you can't move, you can't do anything about it, and you're stuck there. But someone walked out on you.
I think that song is also a masterpiece, and I agree with you
Yeah,
100% in that.
100%.
Because
Yeah,
while you're listening to it, it keeps you hooked in because you're also like, and
yeah,
I think this also ties into the titles because you're like, where does the payphone play into this? You know, do you remember that first time you
yeah,
hear the
yeah.
song and you're listening and you're like, man, this is sad as heck. And then you're listening, turn the, sorry, I keep getting it mixed. Every time I try to sing that song, the Minecraft parody comes
Oh
on.
yeah,
But,
yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
but like, and then finally when it hits and you realize just how freaking sad it is, you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
damn. So like moving on from what you said then and playing on that, um, how important do you think like titles are? Do you put much thought into it? Because that just kind of made me realize like your titles are kind of important.
It
Or are you
really
guilty on
depends.
this?
It
Or are you
honestly,
like
it it really depends. I think titles are I don't think the intention when it comes to a lot of music, I
yeah,
don't think the intention of the title is to uh communicate
mm-mm,
to people like what the song is about.
right.
Um actually it's hard to say. It's hard to say. For example, it's like
Well, it can be a case by
payphone.
case, right?
Yeah, I can't. It's a case like I don't think titles have a huge impact.
Right.
I think titles they can be. There's so many songs where the title is never mentioned in the song at all. Like if I had to think of an example, uh
Proud Mary. No, Proud Mary's mentioned once. Well, no, it's mentioned, of course.
ID by Keshi.
Yeah,
That's like the song I can think of like right away. Keshi's music is amazing. It's huge. It's big.
he is
And there's a
the
song called
sad boy.
ID. Yeah, he is the sad boy. Um, uh, and then in ID by Keshi, like ID's never mentioned in it at all, like ever. Uh, it's not in the lyrics. Um, I will say that specifically that gives it a little bit of a miscorrelation. Um, wow, hold on. This is something actually I never really thought about.
Yeah, I only
You know
realized it
what?
just now when we were talking about payphone. Like
Yeah,
I did not think about it until now.
I think. Hmm.
It's a tough one, right? It's definitely a tough one
This
because
is
I'm
a
like,
really tough one.
yeah,
This is a really tough one. I want to say it doesn't matter because I listen to a lot of music where
mm,
the cover doesn't really like the title isn't really mentioned. But I also realize now that as we're thinking about this, the biggest songs do have the title that like correlates to the song or makes it like memorable. Like the most memorable word in the song is the title. For example, photograph by Ed
Ed
Sheeran,
Sheeran. Yes,
right?
and the song is
Payphone
about
by Maroon 5. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man.
What's another? Grenade by Bruno Mars. Like those are very memorable songs, and the title is the most memorable word in that's sung in the song. So I think maybe titles do matter. It depends though.
I feel like yeah, I feel like for me and I want to get better at this because titles for me have always just been an afterthought. I'm like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
which sounds best here? Like my current song, my I'm currently struggling because I have no idea what to call my original song. I want to call it Bite, but I'm like, that's okay. Um, but I'm like, I don't want to fight you. I just want to bite you. Is the hook? Which, by the way, freaking love that. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's like I don't want to fight you. I just want to bite you. In the dark, in the heat, let me devour every sigh. I think bite is probably all I can really go for there. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
probably all I've got. But I feel like it's such a throwaway, right? I'm like,
I,
hmm,
I think
Wolf Boy
um
Bow Bow. Like that's the other
I
option.
well boy bow bow.
Yeah.
I definitely think that titles. I don't think you're wrong with the thought of titles being an afterthought. Like I don't think it actually needs to be.
Mm-mm.
Um, right? Like if you think about it, literally a lot of the most popular songs, Seven, uh, Golden Hour, you know, all of them. I wouldn't be surprised if the artist wrote the song first, did everything, and then titled it at the end based on
Mm.
what the strongest word or
Right.
strongest piece of the song is, right? Like Seven literally is like 7 days a week, or Golden Hour, obvious, right?
Yeah.
Golden Hour. And then
But
they just said,
but
okay, that's
like
like the strongest part of the song. I'll just make that the title.
but like think about it this way though. What if Seven was called Loving You Right?
Mm,
That would be weird.
ooh. It would be weird, I think. It's
Golden
too
Shower, the
long for a
classic.
title.
Yo, Ori's in the chat. We do love Golden Shower. We do love Golden Shower here. Do you love Golden Shower, Sander? Are you a fan of Golden Shower?
The
How
song?
often?
Yeah.
How often do you find yourself just like, fully engrossed in
Sing
Golden Shower?
like singing the song?
Uh, sure.
Uh Honestly, whenever it comes up, yeah, I sing it.
Oh
I'm not gonna fall
man,
for this trick.
dang it. What's it called? Have you ever been caught in a Golden Shower?
No.
That means he hasn't been caught yet,
No.
chat. Let's go. He fell for that trick.
What the heck? What the
Someone
heck?
actually has a question. So Eastern Desolation says, did you learn to sing somewhere, or is it all natural?
So yeah, for me, learning how to sing, I actually think I never took. So I don't have any formal singing lessons at all. I've never took any formal any kind of formal music
Impressive.
lessons. Actually, a lot of stuff it was all just me singing in the shower. If I'm being so real,
What kind of shower, Xander?
regular showers in the car karaoke's. Just singing to myself when I'm cooking in the kitchen, and just slowly learning how to control my voice. I won't lie. I think having classical or formal training would have gotten me there a lot faster. Like I would have gotten me here a lot faster. But there's a reason I made a short about learning how to sing. And in that short, I explained that it's quite literally just treat your vocal cords like you would treat, how you would train your biceps at the gym or something. And it's just as you do more and more curls to build your bicep, you just sing more and more to build your vocal cords. And the same thing is if you overwork your bicep, it'll damage it. If you overwork your vocal cords, you'll damage it. Right?
And actually, that is a very good metaphor for an even better reason. I don't know if you meant this or not, but as someone who's recently found himself quite the gym bro, one thing that's very evident is there is an upper limit to what you can do with just brute forcing your workout. Eventually, you have to knuckle down, and even if you don't get a personal trainer, you do need to start researching and looking up different ways to make your growth most efficient.
Exactly.
That's a very good metaphor, actually.
I do touch on that in another short.
Hey, yo, man's plugging all these shorts.
Yeah, I mean, it's just these are all things that come up when I think about it, right? And another short, I talk about techniques that you would use, that you would apply to, it's like how you would apply different like you need proper form to build your biceps properly, or whatever muscle you're working on, right?
Right.
And the same goes for your voice. You need different techniques to achieve different goals. Like if you want to hit a higher note, but you can't do that in your regular voice, you might need to do it in your falsetto, as an example, right? And so I talk a lot about different like techniques as well. It's literally the best way for me to imagine it is just imagine my vocal cords like how I imagine my muscles when I train them at the gym, and it becomes a lot more intuitive. It's just overwork, hard time, repetitive. Over time, hard work, repetitive, and then you will get there.
And I think it is also important to understand there is strengths, and there is like, so I've thankfully, so I learned how to so I was a karaoke kid from the time I was very small. I was like I was like a little bit of a theater kid, around a little bit, had a couple of lead roles, but it wasn't like a formal thing, so I kind of just had to learn how to sing there, and then I stopped for a while, and then I started VTubing, and then I started singing. And I got quite good. I did get quite good, and it was, the shower is my first stage kind of thing. It's kind of singing a lot in the shower and stuff. But when I was
what kind of shower?
A golden shower. But yeah, so
nice.
I was that's very nice. But
I got you.
what was it again? Yes. So at the after like MEEM picked me up off the side of the street, and I had to sing a lot of songs that were really challenging. I did find it very, very difficult. And that's when I ended up getting more formal training. And what I learned from that, so I already had the vocal control. I knew how to vibrato, I knew falsetto. But from the more formal training is where I learned Breathing techniques was a huge one. Breathing techniques, knowing where to get my
Yes.
breath, relaxing my face, not putting too much tension in my jaw, like all the nitty gritties. Mixed reg, which is like,
Mhm.
dude, mixed reg. Like, God bless anyone who can just naturally do mixed reg. I am not that guy.
Oh my god.
I am like
Yeah.
I am like chest voice, falsetto. That's it. Mixed is hard. Even now, I can do it, but not consciously, if that makes sense. Like if the
Mhm,
song
mhm, mhm.
calls for it, I'm able to do it. But if I were to just do it now, like I just couldn't. I just don't know how.
Yeah.
Um,
I think when it comes to things like mixed registry with your voice, it's you
it's weird.
I can do it. I can do it if I'm belting, but I have a hard time doing it if I'm not belting.
Mm,
Um and I think it just really depends. Like some people, like that's why we have different, like how do I call them, groups, the classifications for different like vocal ranges, like
yeah.
soprano, altos, baritones, stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm,
Some people are unfortunately not able to just do certain things.
mm.
Um, but that's why I wanted to highlight like more and more the importance of stylistic singing compared to just like kind of like classical training or classical singing, right?
Yes.
And by stylistic singing, I mean like, let me pull up the lyrics for Payphone, right? Um, but like, uh, if you take a look at Payphone as an example, the song goes like, "If happy ever afters did exist," and that's how it's meant to be sung by Maroon 5, like Adam Levine and everything, right?
Mm-mm.
But you can, and this is what I do with a lot of my songs. I put my own stylistic spin on it because my vocals are a lot stronger when I'm doing anything that's more punk rock esque, right?
Right.
So if happy ever afters did exist,
Right. So you're really
I
putting
would
your spin
still
on
be
it.
holding you like this. Yeah, and it's a completely different vibe, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot more tormented, a lot more angry.
You're still
But
getting the
that's
message across as well.
exactly. But that's because I can't sing the. I mean, I could do it as well as Maroon 5 did. Well, no, there's no way. There's no way I could
Well,
do it as well as
it's
Maroon
like
5
what
did.
they're
But I
doing
could
themselves, right? Like they're playing into
exactly.
their strengths.
Yeah. I could emulate that style. I can emulate that style, but my voice is a lot more fit. Or like my voice would be a lot more powerful if I did it in the stylistic of like a punk rock.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And
yeah,
mhm.
no, I 100% agree. And then you really hear that then Another Us is just like
Yeah.
if you feel I don't know, I when I'm listening to it, I don't know, I feel like your voice
Mhm.
in that is just very it just it just sounds nice, you know? It sounds like very relaxed even though you're I know, I feel like so much
Mhm.
more emotion. And
Yeah.
what highlighted that as well, and I swear I'm not just plugging this, but the original song that's about to come out, um, I I um I definitely when listening to it, I'm like, wait, like this is so much more of a journey emotionally than if I just sang karaoke, uh, you
Mhm.
know. And I feel like when you're kind of unleashed, because you still have to hark back to the original somewhat, but
Yeah.
I feel like um but it's kind of weird because Another Us, like I wouldn't consider that like a punk rock song either. It's a
Oh
lot
no,
more
Another
like
Us was definitely more. I went for more of a sad ballad.
mm-mm.
In that one. And Another Us was also kind of like a song for me to kind of challenge myself. Um, because it when it comes to, like sad ballad, it's something I don't have a lot of experience with, but I wanted to try.
Mm.
Um, I want to take the opportunity and create like because I was already showcasing my punk rock style with my Stay remix for my
Right.
debut. Right, that was the first thing I released, and Another Us came out like officially a month later. Um, but I just wanted to challenge myself and try to have myself sing like some kind of soft side ballad. And that's what Another Us ultimately was, you know,
Yeah.
um, in the style of, right?
And it actually it sounded really freaking good, dude. It
Yeah.
sounded really good. And
Thank you. Thank you.
like I said, like I still just I listen to it on like it's in my playlist. It's in my gym playlist. Which is
Yeah.
very very funny, especially if I'm in the middle of like a PR
You're in the
and then
middle of a workout.
and it's just like, oh my gosh.
And then you just hear,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And you just hear that in the middle of your ear as you're
yeah, I won't lie to you. There are times where I have had to skip the song depending on the workout. But it's there. It's there, especially for when I'm doing like a stretch, like a more stretchy kind of workout or something like that. It's nice to just kind of get in the zone and such. But yeah, man, like
That's fair.
honestly, when it comes to music as a whole, like I didn't realize we would actually have so much to talk about. Like this is only meant to be like a kind of subtopic, but like I'm good to like just
Yeah,
keep diving into this.
I'm
Um
down. Yeah.
but dude, when you sang, like I swear to God, I hate it. Payphone is officially ruined for me because I'm just like, because if another portal did exist, I would still be back home with my pigs. Like, dude, 12-year-old me cooked so hard,
Oh hell yeah! You
like
should totally do a Minecraft cover. Like
like
that'd
an
be so
official
funny.
one. Bring it back, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
dude. Wait, let me see if I can. Uh, Nether. I want to see if I actually have I got it. No, wait. I kind of wanna show you one part that I think is kind of
You're just
based
like,
if I can find it.
I'm in the nether. I only have feathers. The chicken I brought just got burned up.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's
What? Yeah.
I'm in the nether, cold and alone, with only these pigmen who long for my bones. I've broken my armor and my favorite. No, wait, no. That's the second verse. Damn it. Never mind. I can't remember it off the top of my head, dude.
No,
But
it's all good. It's all good.
man, wait. If I can find this, I want to show you the freaking rap. The rap cooks. Um.
Mm.
Let me see. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Oh yeah, man, screw them pigs. I'll be up mining all the skulls and ready to dig around, wondering why it wasn't you who out here dripping, nerd world from the bottom, but with my pickaxe armored fortune, and all of my pigs start up or they be baking, watching my bed blow up or whatever you call it, watching those gas drop tears because I fireball it.
Oh
Don't
my
want to blame,
god.
take these pants, hope you don't soil it. Sheesh, what a shame, broke my new pick. Had some really good aim, but you missed your last shot. Now you flock around because I be at the top. But your pork chops raw. Sad to say, you're slow to draw. Phantom swoop in through your open doors, hoping me away. You ain't sleeping on the floor, but now it's you's about to drop, so you can go and take the little iron pick with you.
Oh
Like,
my
dude,
god.
freaking younger me cooked like
Yeah, that
hard.
cooked.
I
That was pretty
know,
good.
right? I'm like, brother. I think I added sheesh later though. Sheesh was a
Sheesh.
later inclusion into that. But I was
Oh
like,
my god.
because it used to say "man, what a shame," but I was like, no, that sounds out of date now. We got it. What's more modern? And
Yeah.
it's like sheesh. But
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. Honestly, sheesh did a lot of like different music. What was like, what
but
was it? Blackpink kind of song, right? That was like sheesh, 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 da na
dude,
na 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 na,
I
right?
didn't know
Something
that
like
was the
that.
thing. I've gotten to have listened to that. I was like, I kind of give
Oh,
up when
it's
their like fourth album sounded like the first one. No offense.
I mean, to
I
be
love
fair.
Blackpink. I love Blackpink. But I actually, I would just a follow up to that. I wanted to ask: are there any like songs that you wrote when you were much younger that you kind of like want to remake?
Ooh,
Like we're talking like the
so here's the
cringe
thing.
ass lyrics.
Here's the thing, right? Um, uh, I've so I actually got into music super late. Um, my high school that I was part of, music was
Hmm.
not a really big thing, right? Like the musical kids and stuff, they were all very like in their own corner, and it wasn't
Right.
really people weren't involved. Um,
Right.
so I never really did any kind of musical stuff until after high school.
Hmm.
I had no creative, at least like from what
Oh,
I
someone says it was
can
Baby
remember.
Monster. It was a Baby Monster.
Oh, was it
That
Baby
did
Monster
Sheesh.
song? Okay, then oh, my bad, not Blackpink. I don't know my K-pop that well, but yeah, like when it comes to like anything that had to do with, um, uh, I can't get anything that had to do with like anything music related. I didn't touch until like after high school. So
Mm-mm.
when it comes to writing any cringe songs, I don't think I did any of that until like recently, if I'm being honest.
Man, I wish I was. I was never a music kid. Like I never like hung out with music kids. But I
Mm,
definitely put a lot of things on paper. I
mm,
definitely,
mm,
and I think I've definitely updated the lyrics. Like one of them was, oh, what was one of them? It was the I literally turned it into one of my newer songs. And it was, oh yeah, walls. Cause I dared to dream that you and me could make this melody reality, and I will show you. And and I'm letting go to break down my walls through it all. Yeah, rise and falls, risk it all. That's that one. I know, chat. I
Mhm.
forgot what I called that. I actually forgot what I called it. Dude, half of my songs now they're just called Untitled, and I just arranged them. They're all just called Untitled, and they're all in my downloads folder. But like, but yeah, I wrote that when I was like freaking 16, dude. Like
Oh
that
my
chorus,
god.
but it was just the chorus. Like I wrote a lot of hooks because I'd be too lazy to write
Yeah.
the verses because I'm like, okay, the verses like depends on whatever, but like if there's a good hook, it's like you said, right? You kind of start. At least you said you do as well, but definitely with me, I definitely start with the chorus and get something nice and catchy, nice and hard hitting, like if I go into what are the ones I made is Bedtime Rebel, right? She's an emo queen with a bedtime routine, rocks a leather jacket, but she's living clean. Got that angst, but she's catching Z's. Rebellious heart, but she's asleep by 3 ... hours before midnight.
Oh my god.
um,
Oh my god.
but you know what I mean? Like you gotta
Hours
go.
before midnight.
It was like it goes like she's an emo queen with a bedtime routine, rocks a leather jacket, but she's living clean. She's got angst, but she's catching Z's. Rebellious heart, but she's asleep by 3 hours before midnight. Like there's like pause in there.
Oh my god. I love like comedic songs like that though. Those are great.
Those are my
Like what the
freaking
duck song.
failsafe.
Yeah.
Because
The
like
duck
everyone's like you
song,
can
for
only write sad
example.
songs. But yeah, duck song. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
duck song. Dude, that's a story. Did you follow the entire
Yeah.
thing?
More. I think I
Wait.
followed like up to part 3.
Yeah. Part 3 is the happy ending where like he's the ultimate wingman.
Oh yeah. Then yeah, I followed the entire story. Yeah.
Dude,
It's really good. It was really funny.
like I'm such a good wingman, and it's all because of duck song. You know, it's like it teaches you everything you need to know, right? It's just like annoy two people enough, and then have them like turn against you, and then like link their hands and leave.
Oh, I never taught. I never took that lesson from the duck song. I just then he waddle away, waddle waddle.
Yeah, you
Then he
learn how to
waddled
waddle.
away, waddle waddle. To the very next day, bum 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 bada bum. And I just learned how to annoy people with the waddle waddle.
Official cover when do we get your original rap alongside duck song?
Oh my god, a duck song rap. I feel like that beat is so hard to rap on.
Bum bum bum
Oh.
bum. Oh yeah, that's weird. What's that like?
Bum
Three.
bum bum bada bum bada bum 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 bada bada bum bum. Actually, I think I'm just singing the melody. I don't even know what the actual backing track sounds like.
It goes dun, dun. So that's the 1, and then it goes dun. I think it's 1-3. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that. Yeah, it's kind of like. Oh, do you know what? This is something I wanted to ask you
Okay.
actually. So there's a lot of creators have started making their own kind of music, right? Their own songs that represent them, right? We're talking like,
Yeah.
I wear a mask for hours at a time, or choke me like you hate me, or in more recent, recent times, from the screen to the ring to the vent. Why is it that 90% of those just make everyone cringe? Like 90% of those, like Wilbur Soot was like the exception. Like freaking Your New Boyfriend is just a banger.
I don't remember your new boyfriend actually.
Your-
What percent?
Oh really? Oh, I'll have to send it to you.
How does it go?
It goes life was, oh wait, how does the course go? That was what I thought I'd be. I was a kid at VOP. I thought when I was older, maybe I told her. Now I'm 36 and I work in an office. 9 to 5 is not the best time.
So okay,
yeah.
I from listening to your lyrics, I can already answer that the question, and it's because of, and like I said, remember how the bottom, like the first part of a song is always about like communicating like the passion or the emotion and the message. So when it comes to Wilbur Soot, right? Now I'm 33, something. It's all about relatability.
Right.
No one's gonna relate to freaking KSI being in the thick of it, from the screen, from the ring to the ring.
Freaking
right? Like,
Leo
one's
just
gonna
said
relate
that
to
in chat. Freaking
Yeah.
with emojis is crazy.
Yeah, but it's true. Like I listen to Think of It, and I'm like, I don't relate to they know me where it snows, I skied in and they froze. Like, what does that even mean?
Okay, well, just counter argument. Shouldn't that mean that Mask by Dream is the greatest song ever? Because it is relatable. Do you know?
I don't know how mask sounds.
I wear a mask for hours at a time. I stare at the ceiling. It's on my mind. And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say, yeah, I'm just fine. And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say, I'm just... But the fact is, I need help. I'm failing all my classes. And all that they can ask is, why are you so sad, kid?
Is that an actual, like,
That
does it
those are
actually
the
sound
lyrics.
good though? Does he actually performing it well?
Yeah, honestly, like the singing isn't bad. Like it's not gonna blow anyone away, but
Oh.
it's like he's in key and he sings it kind of very indie. I mean, granted, the chorus kind of goes, "That's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is. So you can see I'm trying to terrify." It's not bad, like objectively. I think it's a decent, but it still sounds cringe to me, even objectively.
I don't know then. I mean, I'll be honest, I've never heard Mask, so I don't know.
I'm gonna send it to you, and you can just have it playing while we talk. Because
Okay.
I want to get to the bottom of this because I genuinely don't understand why it's cringe, and I'm worried. Like, here's one thing about me, right? I completely rebel against all forms of groupthink and mob mentality, and I don't like, and I don't want to. I don't like feeling like the only reason I don't like the song is because everyone else doesn't like the song, right? And I don't know if anyone in chat has realized this about me, but anytime everybody's just hating on something or dunking on something, like my hands are off. Like I just don't care, you know. But yeah.
Sorry, I'm actually I just pulled up the song.
Yeah. No worries.
And then see.
I wish I could play it on stream, but like, it's oh, my voice. 1 second, I gotta fix something. It ain't a podcast if we're having audio trouble. Am I right?
True, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, do you see what I mean? Like his singing isn't bad, especially when you get to the chorus.
So, yeah, I actually really like this song. I'm not gonna lie, I actually really like this song.
See,
I think in this case it might just be because of all the hate he has.
Alcor says, I think it's cringe strictly because his avatar uses a literal mask. Oh, have you gotten to the chorus yet?
Maybe. I got to the chorus.
Yeah. Maybe. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad song. It's definitely better than Think of It. It's definitely better than Think of It.
It's definitely not a bad song. There is emotion in it, right? Like it's conveying. I think I like the song.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like the reason might just be because of all the controversies he's been a part of.
Right? So it might be like people might think it's like him playing the victim or something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Like
I know, right? It's weird.
I can guarantee you if the song was like just, let's say this song was released by Boy with Ukulele, right? This would be a fucking banger.
Yeah.
Like if nothing changed about the song, it would just be like a fucking banger.
Yeah.
So I think it just has to do with like, man.
Okay, I gotta take the L on this one. I gotta take the L on this one, chat. Damn, I gave in. I used to come to mob mentality.
Because I'm just thinking about like it's really the same concept. Like Boy with UK always wears a mask too, right?
Yeah, you're right. That's
if he just wrote this, if it was just him releasing the song and no lyrics changed and nothing changed, the song would be like huge.
I always thought his name was Boy with Uke.
Is it Uke? Is it
like ukulele?
I don't actually don't know how to pronounce it. I actually don't know how to pronounce it.
Like, because it was like ukulele, right? And I thought it was like a pun because like boy with you, but it's like boy with Uke. I don't know.
That makes sense.
I'm wrong.
That makes a lot of sense. It's probably that. No, that's probably right. I very rarely like click on like his or try to pronounce his name. I just say boy with Uke. Boy with Uke.
It's like
it changes every time. It changes every time I say it. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like how people mispronounce my rapper name, which is Little Chinko Chisai.
Little Chinko Chisai.
That's my. It's like it's double. It's a double little. So usually they say Little Chisai, but no, it's full Little Chinko Chisai.
Oh my god.
Yeah. If Corpse released it, it would have a shot. It would have a shot into the sky. That dude? E-Girls Are Ruining My Life is just. I cannot sing that song like with a straight face. Freaking You bad bitch, pussy bald like Saitama. It's such a stupid ass line.
I think like that sounds like it's supposed to be just like a meme song, you know?
I joke me like you hate me, but you love me. Low key, you want to date me. I don't know. It sounds kind of like a thick of it to me.
It sounds like for me, it sounds like at that point in time, it was literally just like a song to really push the parasocial agenda.
All
If
right.
that makes sense.
Oh, right. It was like fan service.
Yeah, very fan service. Exactly. Very fan servicey song.
Do you know
And
what
that's
else
why
is
it was
really fan
cringe.
servicey?
What?
8 Days From Now, original song Bite by Tier Noir. Gotta plug it, man. Gotta
We'll
plug
see
it.
how it's received, dear. I'm sure it's fine.
Have
I'm
you
sure
heard
it's-
it?
I'm sure
Have
we-
I shown it to you?
You have not shown it to me, no.
Oh, you know what? We have to wrap up soon because I know you've got to
Yeah,
get ready.
yeah.
I do want a closing thing. So one of the big things. Yeah, we're meant to talk about so much more. We ended up just talking about music, but I hope hopefully you're okay with that.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, we could always like a part 2 or something.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you
dude.
wanted
Yeah,
me to come
dude.
back to VTubers Plus.
100%, dude. Like, I hope it was kind of a vibe. Like, I love talking. I love hearing about people and stuff, and I love hearing what their kind of the thought process behind things are. Because I'm like, anyone could follow a formula, and I believe that. Like, anyone could follow a formula and do pretty decently, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I love seeing it. I love seeing people bring themselves to the table. You know, and I think you really did that. And what I want to ask you is, and also I'll give you time to like plug anything you need to at the very end. But one of the things I want to ask is for people that might be scared, because it is scary, right? Going off on your own and doing your own thing and doing something different, doing something unique is scary. Do you have any advice for people who, just any advice for people who are, maybe they're starting? I know a lot of people who I've just connected with a lot of people who are very new to streaming, and like, what would be your advice to them for like potentially breaking the mold, or should you do it? When should you do it? When is it good to follow a trend? When is it good to kind of blaze the trail, if you will? Hard question. I saved it to the last.
A very hard question, because I want to be like super transparent and say like there's never a one size fits all for these kind of things, right? It's always going to be different, especially in the content creation space. Things are changing every single day, every single hour, even
every second, every minute.
Yeah, exactly. Like one thing could blow up, and that becomes that person's magnum opus, and they just get big from that. And one person could be working for years and never ever see any growth, right? My suggestion in this probably is, if you're just getting started, reach out to as many people as you can, right?
Protect yourself as well. There's bad actors out there.
Yes, of course. Understand that its influence is a very big thing, and just like, I'm sure you've heard of the concept of like, if you are surrounded by 5 idiots, you're going to be the 6th.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, exactly. So if you are surrounded by 5
That's why I'm an
people,
idiot. No, I'm joking.
me too.
No, I'm joking. No, sorry.
But yeah, it's all about like, it's like to make sure you surround yourself with a circle you can trust to always elevate you, right?
Yes.
So find people
avoid those and also avoid yes men, because I see people that are like, why am I not growing? All of my friends say I'm the best streamer ever. Meanwhile, like, those friends are like the only people in the chat. I'm like, you know, like I like that. Like Xander, me and Xander are close, because I know if I show Xander something, Xander's like, yeah, that's a kind of a shit idea, dude.
Yeah, I'll tell you this shit.
No, but you're so right. You're so right.
Yeah.
I had a friend a long time ago. Thankfully, I don't think they're active anymore. But they started going around telling people that, like, I only hang out with bigger streamers. I'm cloud chasing. But no, the reason I stopped hanging out with that guy is because all he did was complain about his lack of views and then not do anything, innovate on it. And the people that I were hanging out with, I wasn't hanging out with them because they were big. They grew as I hung out with them, because they had a very good mentality and they had a very good mind to adapt and change and keep on innovating in the space.
Yeah,
That's another
exactly.
reason why I want to do VTubers Plus, because I think innovation in the space is like the key to not just your own success, but like bringing more people to the VTuber sphere as a whole. And like, especially with you, like I said, Another Us,
100%.
great example of that for me, because literally heard it coming down the street to pick me up from the barber. Because that guy doesn't watch VTubers. He doesn't watch streams. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm glad that like your friend that feels that way about Another Us, because like one of my whole goals with original music that I release as Xander is I want to have music that, you know, people are listening to not because they like VTubers, but because they like music. I want to connect, because like you see like a majority of music being released by VTubers. It's just it's an original song, but it's very VTuber centric, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
right.
I totally get
like
you.
if they're not doing covers of Canaria or Vocaloid, which already is still within the space, then they're releasing original songs that are like, maybe we're just better, so we're go getters, and it's like very VTuber centric, or it's more like, you know, da na 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 da da da, you know, like
Yeah.
that's so I wanted to do my original music that I'm releasing are gonna be a lot more like, at least my goal is a lot more like hip hop or rap or R&B or, you know, punk rock things. I want to connect a lot more music enjoyers of like just general genres into, oh hey, like this song is good. Oh, it's made by a VTuber. Wow, what are VTubers? That's the pipeline I want to like try to establish.
Exactly. That's literally the purpose of me doing this podcast, is because I really admire that, because like you're branching out beyond the VTuber scape. You're branching out beyond like the people that that might be used to this kind of content, the people that might be like, and I think that's really cool, and I think that's actually really admirable, and it's scary. It is scary, you know.
It is very scary, yeah. Because there are people who would just be like, oh my god, like they'll see this model and they'll be like, so this is AI, huh? Like that's the first thing that people think. That's the first thing that people think, if they're not used to the culture of VTubers.
Yeah.
And it is what it is sometimes, but I'm hoping that with, you know, like a lot of big things happening, like for example, Iron Mouse not too long ago broke the record for the most subs.
Dude, that was crazy. Yeah.
Like beat Kai Sanat. Like that's big. And also the Rust server, that
Kingdoms,
the Rust Kingdoms 2 server that included like Kai Sanat, XQC, Trainwrecks, right? But and Ryan Higa and like all those big streamers, but also people like Iron Mouse were in there. People like you know, a lot of other VTubers also
like
in there.
Xander Zubu.
Yeah, I was also in there. But you know, like, and so the two communities are two, like, you know, they're both getting more and more intertwined, right? Big streamers and then just VTubers, especially with like people like Skara and Saikuno, who are streamers become VTubers.
I didn't know Saikuno became VTuber. That's pretty cool, actually.
Oh, did you not know? Yeah, no. Saikuno has a VTuber.
Oh, that's really cool. Oh, yeah. You know who's a good example of this? Freaking Ray.
Yeah, Ray. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And as more streamers explore the idea of VTubers, making content with VTubers, then it's like, hopefully it becomes a much bigger thing and people don't cringe when they see VTubers anymore.
Yeah. I think we are getting there, and I'm finding that the VTuber community as a whole is also getting a lot less volatile. Like there used to be so many bad actors, and I feel like they've just been called out and weeded out at this point. Like like I'm so kind of I think now's a good time to be in the community. You definitely no longer get the VTuber buff. You're definitely not getting any free views because you're a VTuber anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's the positive side of that is we're getting a lot less bad actors. It's becoming like it's being a VTuber is literally streaming with extra steps. So most of those bad actors are now kind of just being flesh streamers, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
But yeah, dude. What's it called? Yeah, we better wrap up because Xander does have to go. But I really do hope that you enjoyed it. Do you have anything you wanna say to the chat? Anything you want to plug? The floor is yours, my friend.
I do want to plug one thing. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Mm-mm.
And you're also part of it, Tier.
I am
This Sunday,
this
I
Sunday.
think. Wait, hold on. Let me double check.
Oh, is that the thing that Ray's is doing?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you are part of it. You're part of it.
Yippee!
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're in the thing. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a thing. I don't want to spread too much information, but we're
It's
gonna
gonna be
be
a
part
cool
of an
activity with
event.
cool people.
It's gonna be a very cool activity with cool people, and it's gonna be on Twitch global front page.
Dang, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, so that's gonna be really nice, and we're gonna be featured there, and we're gonna be doing some cool stuff with some really cool people.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
You can find us on Ray Ye's channel
mm-mm.
this Sunday.
Yeah, dude. I need to. Oh, Ray, please make a tweet soon. I want to share it. It's so hard for me. I don't like keeping secrets.
I know. I'm waiting.
We got to spam them. Dude, they're having the. Do you know? So I get this a lot because I always organize too many collabs at once. And it always like comes crashing down at like the worst time. They're definitely feeling that.
Yeah. I've actually had that issue recently.
Mhm.
I don't know if you like.
Oh yes, yeah, literally.
After, I don't know if I told you about this, but like after, because I was part of that VTRP server, right? The GTA VTuber roleplay server.
Yes.
And after that, like, you know, I obviously made a lot of
Cobblemon
friendships and
then
stuff, and like,
Kingdoms.
and then I got invited to a whole bunch of stuff, but I've been doing so many collabs, and I feel so bad like for my chat and my community, because it's so hard to give, you know, to be able to talk with my chat and connect with them when I'm collabing and in a server and interacting with like a bunch of other people.
I will say one thing I learned, and is that depending on your personality, obviously it's a case by case basis, right? If you get more energy from talking to people, then definitely different from than if you're exhausted and it takes all your energies just to keep up with the conversation. But I think that offline TV do it so well, where they're able to balance the two and still make you feel like you're part of a community. I know it's a much bigger community, but they still find time to entertain chat, talk to chat, and read in between. And I've really been I've been studying them, dude. I've been like studying their streams because I want that, because I'm an extrovert. I am infinitely more fun when I'm with other people, right? I would not watch me solo, but I would watch every single one of my own collabs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely a pros and cons on both. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. I think it just depends on the kind of creator you are. Because for me, I'm an introvert.
Right.
I'm an introvert.
So it's hard for you to like bounce off chat while also talking to other people.
Exactly. I get overloaded easily if there's too many people talking to me, and that includes chat. Which is why when I do those streams, I have to ignore chat, and it just feels so bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think you do very well. I like when we did I find that, do you know when you shine the most? Do you know what I found out when you shine the most?
When?
Do you remember when we did freaking, oh yeah, someone made a video on it. When we did that, what's it called? Content warning, and you just weren't streaming. You were just focusing on just being a goofball. You were on fire, dude. Like, it was so easy to bounce off you. I haven't felt like that since I was in a collab with freaking like Ollie and freaking Gerard and the tops, right? Like, I haven't been able to bounce off people that well since then. But I think it was just that you just didn't have the pressure of like worrying that you were like disappointing your fans and stuff. You were able to just be yourself. But like, we were all three of us were talking about it after. We're like, dude, Xander carried that collab and he wasn't even streaming. like I don't know if you've seen his video, but like I'll link it to you. Dude, it's so good. But yeah, no, we better wrap up because you got to go. Chat, we're gonna go raid our baby girl Junakane.
Baby girl Junakane.
Go tell her. Go tell. Give him a raid from us. Tell him it's from Xander and Tier. I hope I didn't cut you off. Do you have any other announcements or anything? Or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Yippee! All right, bye everyone. Thanks for coming to the first episode of VTubers Plus. This will gonna go up on my second channel as a VOD. See you guys there. Bye.
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 All right, and